Barcelona is making major moves, and the transfer window is officially on fire. With Julian Alvarez linked to a shocking deal, questions swirl around Ter Stegen's future, while Christensen and Lenglet are at the center of unexpected exit talks. What is Barcelona planning behind the scenes? Could Alvarez be the next superstar at Camp Nou? Is Ter Stegen staying or going? And how will these changes reshape Barca's defense and attack for next season? The entire football world is watching as Barcelona prepares for a massive squad shakeup. Don't miss this explosive transfer update packed with twists, surprises, and potential game-changing moves that could redefine the future of the Catalan Giants. It's starting to feel like every week at Barcelona brings another storm. Just when fans begin to think the club is stabilizing, something new shakes the foundation. And this time, we've got a whirlwind of dramatic transfer developments, goalkeeper tension, a frustrated German star, a high-profile free exit, and the tantalizing whisper of a future Gael Galactico-style signing. Let's get right into it, because what's happening behind the scenes at Camp Nou could shape the next 5 years of this club. So here's the headline that set Barcelona and Atletico Madrid fans ablaze. Barcelona president Joan Laporta has reportedly identified none other than Julian Alvarez as the ideal successor to Robert Lewandowski. That's right, the same Alvarez who's become a deadly threat for Manchester City and is now on loan at Atletico. Laporta wants him in Blaugrana by the summer of 2026. This isn't just some random rumor cooked up on Twitter either. Multiple insiders confirm that Laporta has made his intentions clear. According to reports from both Catalan and Madrid-based outlets, he's already instructed his team to track Alvarez's situation closely and begin mapping out a strategy to bring him to the Camp Nou when Lewandowski likely wraps up his time in La Liga. The problem? Atletico Madrid's president has already drawn a very thick red line. He says Alvarez is absolutely not for sale. Period. Not this summer, not next summer. And to back that up, he's pointing to Alvarez's reported release clause, an eye-watering €500 million. Now, let's be honest. Nobody is actually paying $500 million for anyone in today's market. That clause is more symbolic than realistic, but it does show how much Atletico value him. They're planning to build around him once Antoine Griezmann phases out, and with Diego Simeone reportedly being a massive fan of Alvarez's versatility, the player seems very much central to their future. But here's where things get spicy. Alvarez's agent recently gave an interview in Madrid, and while he insisted his client is fully committed to Atletico for now, he slipped in a classic football agent line: football changes quickly. That's the type of phrase that says everything without saying anything. And Barcelona fans know it well. It's the exact sort of language that preceded previous blockbuster moves like Neymar's exit or Griezmann's unexpected return to Atleti. The truth is, Alvarez might find himself at a crossroads in 2 years. If Barcelona sort out their finances and can make a competitive offer, and if Atletico have dipped even slightly in form, the pressure could mount. Especially if Alvarez sees a future working under a manager like Hansi Flick, who's reportedly already analyzing how Alvarez might fit into a high-press, fluid attack system. Stylistically, Alvarez could be a dream for Barcelona. He's relentless off the ball, tactically sharp, and can play across the front line. If Lewandowski leaves in 2026, which looks more likely than not, there aren't many strikers in world football who would fit the mold better than Alvarez. But again, everything hinges on Atletico's willingness to negotiate, and as of now, that door is locked tighter than a Champions League knockout tie at the Wanda Metropolitano. Switching gears to the Camp Nou goalkeeping situation, it's messy. Marc-André Ter Stegen, the club's trusted number one, is reportedly furious behind the scenes. Why? Because Barcelona are closing in on a surprise move for Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garque. The rumor gained serious traction in local media, and sources close to the club say the deal is nearly finalized, with a €25 million release clause triggering Garque's potential switch from Espanyol to their city rivals. Now let that sink in. Barca poaching a talented young keeper from their hated neighbors for $25 million, while they already have a world-class goalkeeper in Ter Stegen. That move doesn't scream backup plan. It screams transition. And Stegen knows it. His reaction? Not great. Word is he feels blindsided, frustrated, and even disrespected. He reportedly told close associates he won't allow himself to be forced out and plans to meet with the club's leadership, including Laporta and Deco, to make it clear he's still fully committed and won't sit quietly if they try to phase him out without a fight. This isn't just about pride. Ter Stegen has reinvented himself at Barcelona. He's one of the few veterans left from the club's peak years who's actually raised his level post-Messi. Even after injury setbacks, he returned last season with strong form. So, to see the club pursuing a new starting caliber keeper right now, without even discussing it openly with him, feels like a serious breach of trust. And the situation's gotten so tense that Julian Nagelsmann, Germany's national team coach, felt the need to step in. He reportedly reached out to Barcelona's staff to express concern. Nagelsmann doesn't want his starting keeper mentally distracted heading into the Euros and beyond. It's not every day that a national team boss intervenes in a club transfer decision, but that shows just how big this drama has gotten. If Barcelona finalizes the Barca deal, they'll have to do some serious damage control with Ter Stegen. Either they promise him a true rotation and make it clear he's not being replaced, or they risk losing him entirely, and that could trigger its own domino effect, especially considering Ter Stegen has suitors in the Premier League and even back in the Bundesliga. Moving on to Andreas Christensen, the Danish center-back who's been mostly solid, but now finds himself out of favor. Sporting director Deco, along with new manager Hansi Flick, has reportedly decided Christensen doesn't fit the tactical plans going forward. Flick prefers faster, more mobile defenders who can push higher up the pitch, and Christensen, while reliable, doesn't quite tick those boxes. That alone would be enough to spark transfer rumors, but now there's actual movement. Several clubs from the Saudi Pro League have expressed serious interest in Christensen, reportedly preparing offers that could dwarf his current wages in La Liga. For Barcelona, who remain under financial pressure, a big money sale to Saudi Arabia could be tempting. However, Christensen himself has made it clear through his camp that he wants to stay and finish his current contract, which runs until 2026. He likes living in Spain, he's comfortable with the squad, and he doesn't seem interested in chasing a payday in Saudi just yet. Still, this one might turn into a standoff. If Barcelona push for a sale to ease the wage bill and raise transfer funds, Christensen may be forced to choose between stability and ambition. It's a storyline worth watching closely, especially if Saudi clubs come back with even bigger offers in the next few weeks. And speaking of exits, Clément Lenglet is officially gone. The French defender, who had long been on the fringes of Barcelona's squad, has now mutually terminated his contract and signed a new deal with Atletico Madrid, running until 2028. That's a bold move from both sides. For Lenglet, it's a chance at a fresh start and possibly some real minutes in a competitive side. For Barcelona, it's a massive relief financially. By letting Lenglet walk for free, they save an estimated 32 to 35 million euros over the remaining years of his deal money that can now be reallocated to either new signings or existing contract extensions. And here's something that flew under the radar: Lenglet is apparently eyeing a spot in Atletico's Club World Cup squad in 2025. It might sound ambitious, but if he earns Diego Simeone's trust, he could be part of something special in the next few seasons.